Hello, my name is Katherine Jacome, and today I will talk a bit about how I used to work as a part-time associate producer for my university's channel, and I will give you a tour through our installations and the work I do here. So first of all, I will start with what my work involves. So when I applied to this job, I checked the job responsibilities, and it's a bit about everything that has to be with production of shows, also equipment checkout. We do a lot of editing and technical direction, but to be more specific, I will talk about that to be an associate producer for my university's channel, you need to know about the filming, audio mixing, editing, graphic operations, camera operations, technical direction, and have a big knowledge about TV production. Also, it is necessary to serve as a video production assistant. Right now we are amid a pandemic, so I'm wearing a mask, but normally the semester gets to be a bit more busy than this one. We do a lot of sports coverage, mainly for the football team. We also do sometimes a bit of coverage for the rugby team and other games, and it's very interesting. Another responsibility for my part-time job as associate producer, it's to oversee and sometimes even train individuals on the use of specialized and technical equipment, and assist with costume content developing for posting to social media channels and the handle of social media channels. So now I want to show you where I work. So here is the reception for the channel, and I will show you how it looks. So mainly, okay, when you enter here, this is the building of arts and communications. It's a very nice building, and you enter through here or through this door that's overexposed and you cannot see. So you enter to this building, and then you will see the Charter Communications LUTV HD Studios, that's the name. And once that you enter here, this is the first thing you will see. And here's the reception. Here's where I was. Many of the time, the main activity of my position is to check out equipment, checking equipment, and because we are in a pandemic, we always have to sterilize the equipment after it comes back. Here are some of the things that I work on, this flyer for the equipment checkout hours, and our email, how to contact us. Here we can see the same with color. So yeah, and this one here also. Okay, so this is the reception when you enter to the LUTV HD Studios, and normally I could ask what they need, what you're here for, and all these things. So that's part of my job as a part-time associate producer. Since I handle social media for LUTV, I work on some graphic design, and I will show you some of the examples that I've worked on. So this right now is something that I've been working on for people to get to know LUTV staff. I really like to use Canva. Canva is a very nice and free application to come up with ideas for designs and make it easier. So I normally use Canva, and then I go to Photoshop to edit the last details. This one here is to, as I said before, to introduce LUTV members. So right now I was doing mine. And right here is the other ones from our team. They are not all yet, but here, as you can see, it's like the picture I took from the members of LUTV, a bit of design, their name, and why they like to work here. So since we're wearing masks, this is an idea that I came up to show people like who we are and how to connect with us. Same for him, same for her, and same for him. So also another part of my job is to always have open the email and answer all the lists of emails that we receive from students. Most of the emails we receive are questions about equipment checkups or check-ins or extensions for the equipment we rent. So that's for the first part, and now you will go with me to work. Okay. So I will first give you a bit of a tour through the installations of LUTV HD Studios. So this here is the studio. It's a bit busy because we just received many equipment that I have to sanitize and put in its place, but as you can see, we have a green screen. We also have, normally when there is no COVID, there is like we produce the news. Here is the main desk, that what would you see in the screen, and normally we have two presenters, and we have this television that's gonna be LUTV. We have this television down here that's gonna be a sign of LUTV, or we will have news the same. And we also have this television over here that's if we do any coverage or something, or if the anchor is talking about something, it's gonna talk about the same. Right now, because of COVID pandemic, we are very restricted to how many people can be in front of the camera with no mask. So we're using this studio over here, and let me show you better. Okay, we're using this studio over here, and there is just one person on camera most of the time, but still it's TV news. The good part about this studio is that you can like convert it in many times. If we have time, I will show you some some pictures of what I'm talking about, but it's very interesting. And sorry, my computer is going crazy, but yeah, it's very interesting to work here. Also in the studio, I want to show you, we have this overhead lights, and it's amazing how much control lighting we can have. Another part of the studio is the cameras, of course. So these are cameras for the studio. Normally we do 3-point cameras, so we can have in the second section, when we have a normal semester, we can have a camera on the right side or on the left side and in the middle, and with the one in the right side and the left side we do close-ups or medium shots for the anchors, and with the one in the middle we do a 2-shot. Okay, so what else can I show you is this thing over here. Here's where we keep the wires and all the cables we use for production. Also, there are a lot of equipment and stuff here, so it's important to keep it clean and to know where it goes and to handle it with precaution. Okay, so right now I will show you a bit of what I do, but first I also will show you how is the place where we have most of the equipment that's for broadcasting and for our program of cinema arts. You can only enter to here with the key, so I will open it. And we will enter here. Okay, so let me give you a big look of how is it here. So, as I said, this is the place where we have our equipment. Right now it's a bit busy because it's the last weeks of the semester. Many people check things out, and we are doing an inventory of what it's back. Okay, as you can see here, we have a lot of equipment. The part that I like the most about my work is that I get to learn how to use all this equipment. I learn how to handle it. I learn how things work, how can I use them, and it's very useful since what I want to do in the future is broadcast and filmmaking. So we have top shelves and as you can see it goes to the top, and the other side as well. Yes, sorry if the camera was a bit messy. We have ladders. When I first came here, I was wondering why we have ladders for, but as you can see, the top shelves are like very high, and also they are used for cinema arts students where they are doing capstones to do top shots or high angle shots. A bit more of the studio. We have a lot of things here, and one of the things that we also have is sorry for the lighting. I'm just behind a curtain. So one of the things we also have is this section over here that's behind the sets of news that I just show you. So in here we keep like some chairs or desks that we use when necessary. we also keep lights, and mostly lights and CS stands and other things for lights, basically, or flags to control lights. We also have some couches and sofas that we use when we invite people, like to decorate the studio, and some racks here that we use for the same. Okay, curtains, as I said before, we have many long extension cables, more lights, and more light stands. Okay. We have a bunch of lights, and it's pretty interesting to work with all of them. So I will show you some of the lights that we have. So this light over here and this light over here are very nice, but to be honest, my favorite light to use are the baby lights or the more senior light. That's okay, we have it here. That's an LED because they don't get as hot as like the other lights that we have. We also have lenses for the lights in here. We have more green screen here and things that the students can come and check out for a specific period of time to do their projects and their assignments. Here, more equipment, and in the shelf over here we have the audio equipment. It's very interesting, but to be honest, it doesn't get used most of the time for the students. So I also need to open this. I'll give you right here that I open that, so I can show you what's inside and how we work with that equipment. Okay, so I'm sorry because I cannot take out my mask, at least I'm in a room by myself, but we will do that at the end. So here is the audio shelf. We have a lot of things to record and make sound, devices to record and make sound. This and these are for the studio, but these ones are for filmmaking. They're actually pretty good. They have a lot of channels and you can really work on with them. We have different kind of mics. Here is a boom mic and more types of mics. I will give you a bigger look from here. So yeah, that's the audio shelf for our LUTV studio. However, this is for more upper classes and people who know how to manage these devices. Normally we mostly use the checkout equipment that's at the front, and I will take you there in a bit. But first let me close the cabinet of the audio. Okay, so I will leave this open in case someone comes to check out equipment. I will get my key and we can go ahead. I hope the sound is not as bad. Okay, so this door over here takes us to the back, and here's where we keep gels and lights and replacement for the lights and different accessories for lighting specifically. Okay, so this is how it looks, but if we go inside, here's where we have light bulbs and different replacements, so we can change the light bulbs if something breaks from the equipment or if it's needed. We use a lot of LED lights. That's my favorite kind of light because it consumes less energy and at the same time it is safer than the other lights. Okay, let me close this very quick and we can go ahead with the tour for the studio. And yeah, I'm just trying to keep my key. Okay, as I said before, here is basically where we keep gels for the lights and other things for the lighting. So that's pretty much it for this space over here. We have also a lot of like cleaning devices, like vacuums and different things. So that. The place over here is where basically most of the things come to be repaired, and we have like different things that are used to repair equipment that can be replaced. We have meters, flatheads, tripods, and other stuff. Oh, sorry. Here is normally this is the place where people come to edit the stuff, and when we have a regular semester again. Okay, as I said before, this is another of our equipment rooms, and this is basically how it looks. Here is like the place that we use the most because this equipment is checked out through a system. Here are cameras for video production and tripods, lights. We have audio equipment, and we also have GoPros, DSLR cameras, reflectors, and batteries for the lights and the cameras, and for the DSLR camera. So yeah, that's pretty much what we check out here, and I will try to show you around. My computer is not helping. So yeah, it's something like this. And here is the place where we scan the codes and check out this equipment. Oh yes, I forgot. We have boom mics here, and these are the cables for the boom mic. Okay, these are just offices for my supervisors, and now I will show you the nicest part and the part that I like the most from here. That is where the cinema cameras and the more professional equipment are. So just need to open it. Okay, so I will put them here, looking there. So these are the cabinets that contain the best equipment here, basically. So I will close the door so I can take out my mask with no problem, and I will show you what equipment we have. So as I said before, a lot of our equipment is for sanitizing outside in the studio. For that reason, the shelves might be missing some pieces, but I will show you what's the best of the equipment and why this is my favorite part from the studio here. So hope you can listen to me. So right here we have some recorders, and they're excellent for the projects that we work on in school, to be honest. We have F control, we have multi-track recorders, we have Polaroid LED lights, and they're very nice. Like the panel lights, LED lights are my favorite ones because they are so easy to use and you don't need to plug them anywhere. And also here we have focus puller, matte boxes, and some of the best cameras. We have monitors, and we have things to set up, specifically the camera. So I will show you which cameras we have and how we use them, and how I show people how to use them. So to be honest, the camera that's checked out the most when I work here is for cinema art students is the Blackmagic camera, like the pocket one. This is the producing one. It's not really checked out, like people don't like it a lot, but the Blackmagic Pocket that's not here right now is the one that they use the most and check out the most, so it's not here. Right here we have equipment that only upper classes can check out, because these are the red cameras. These are very heavy and harder to use, so we just rent them out to upper classes. As you can see, they are like a huge box, and literally, let me tell you, that's very hard and very heavy. Okay, so I will close this here. And I will put you here. So in this shelf we have the lenses for the cameras. We use Rokinon, Sigma and Bauer lenses. The red lenses, however, are the best, but just go with the red cameras. We have 2 other reds that are the best cameras we have. The first one is the Scarlet and the second one is the finally we have 3 Sony FS7, and we have some accessories for the cameras as shoulder rigs or steady cams. Okay, let me close that very quick too. This equipment is over here because it's only for some students and it's harder to handle and more expensive to use and not many people check out. Okay, so now let me tell you a bit about what I do in my day-to-day besides checking out equipment and working with cameras. So another exciting part to work as an associate producer for my university's channel is that I get to work in the shows that we produce for the channel. So this semester, again since the pandemic, we have worked in fewer shows than previous semesters, but the one that I like the most is from the dance and theater shows. So at the beginning it was very weird because, as you know, when we are with other people or in open spaces we need to wear our masks. So for the first show that we produced this semester we had to wear a mask for a long period of time, like around 8 hours or more. So the show, what my job consists on is first we come to put the equipment in place, make everything ready for the show. Then once that everything is set up, we wait for people to be ready. For example, if we are working with the theater department, we wait them for them to be ready. Once they are ready, we start shooting. I have done different positions this semester, mainly work on camera, stage camera, and also as a TD. TD means technical director. So I work here in the studio that I will show you, the control room, where we control what you will see on the screen. Also, I've edited some projects for the TV shows. I remember some of my co-workers shot an interview, I had to edit it, and I love editing. I think that's the best part of being an associate producer, that I get to learn more about my major and what I study. So in the first show, I think we did it with theater. Everyone was wearing a mask while on stage, but those were monologues, and I wish I could have that here so I can show you a bit. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to go to LUTV online on YouTube, you will find it, and also we'll find our segment of news and how we work on this. So now I will charge my computer, but also I will show you the control room that we have, and you can ask me any questions at any time. Okay. I need to come back and put this on. I'm going to charge my computer. I will also show you the editing room we use to edit the shows we work on. Oh, yes. And here is our calendar that show what we have for production for the upcoming days. Leave my camera to charge for a few seconds. While waiting, you can ask me any questions about things that I like or don't like about working here. To be honest, I like most of the things. I feel this is like a very nice experience to learn about skills that will help me in my careers. My careers and what I study here are broadcast communication, and I really want to focus on TV studio, but more in the reporting side than in the producing side. Another of my majors is cinema arts, and yeah, for this part I want to focus on the producing side. I really like everything that has to be with cinematography and editing, so it's very good for me to work here because I get to do a lot of like, not graphic design, but I get to know the equipment that I work with for my projects in classes. And my minor is social media, and it's very interesting how all of this combines into one, because it helps me to have another look of the media and how to handle it better. So yeah, that's for now. I will just wait if you have any question or something like that. So, oh yes, I will show you what we have on our channel right now. We normally have the shows we've recorded, but we haven't shot as many shows this semester. So I think the university buys programs so they can pass it through the LUTV channel. Yeah, and currently this is playing. Okay, I will just check the email, and yes, so there are, let me see how many people will work here. 5, 6, 7. There are 7 people working in the studios right now. Here are the students' schedule. I normally come Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Sometimes I come other days if we have productions, because that's my favorite part of the work, working the productions and all the things we have to do. And yeah, so now I will show you the beautiful room. I hope you can see. So for editing flyers or things to handle to social media, as I said before, I use Canva. Canva is a very interesting program because you have actually different designs. Like this is the design I'm using for my video that you can see right here. I try different styles. This is the design that I use for the flyer for cinema arts students in here. So here are the rules and like things, important information for them. This is another design that I use for the video equipment center. Here are the checkout hours and the checking hours too, our email, how to contact us. And yeah, it's very interesting to work here, to be honest. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to work on something, I could really recommend to work on Canva because it makes life easier. Okay, for example, this is here, like the pictures and other things that you upload to Canvas. I edit them in Photoshop and then I export them here so they can have a nicer look. And I can put the design in Canva for things for work. So right now I think my computer is a bit more charged. And I will show you the control room that I was talking about. We actually, when we do sports, we have another control room in the football field in my university, and in graduations we go to this place called Highland Arena that also has another control room that we work on. Okay, so I will try to be very quick. Okay. So here's the control room. Right now everything is turned off because no one's working here. Apparently the lights don't come off. So finally. Okay, good. So this is the control room. Because of COVID, we are having this to separate people when we work here. This is the audio switch that we use to control sound for our shows. We have different screens. Here is the teleprompter that's also in the studio. We have two biggest screens and all of them are divided by how many cameras we have. So this is for the technical director, the TV control, and here is some other things that we work on. I think being a TD is like one of my favorite parts when we work on productions. Yes, we also have remote cameras and we control them with this, and with this we control the gain and the white balance and the color correction of all these when they are on. We also have this, but we use it more when we do sport games than instant replay, and it's used to replay a plate. So this is how it looks from far away. So in here we have the director's position. He or she will normally sit here. and its assistant will sit there that's gonna control the graphics. So final look to how the studio looks like. Okay, now we can go ahead with the editing rules. Besides the calendar, we also have these that are like for the editing rooms, like what the editor needs to know before editing a project or something. So I will close the door again so I can take out my mask. And it's been nice to show you around where I work and what I do for work. And as you saw, right when I entered, the lights turn on because they are sensor control. That's what's nice from here. This is the editing form for the LUTV. We have 3 rooms like this, and in some of them we have a television that projects what you see. So normally I enter with edit profile, and we have the editing pin and everything right there. So my computer is about to turn off. So it's once that I put it, normally when I put it, it's gonna take me to the main page where I can use Photoshop or After Effects or Adobe Premiere or Avid. We also have DaVinci to edit a video or a photography or do some graphic design for here. I normally prefer to do it low light so I can see everything. So what I will do is turn on this little lamp, have the computers on, and just work like this. So it's been amazing to have you for my first live stream, and I hope you enjoy to know more about me. Since I haven't seen any questions, I think I will cut here, and I will see you next time in the next live stream. Thank you for joining me, and